And she just genuinely said, "I'm obsessed with the way I make salmon," and proceeded to describe in excruciating detail how delicious the salmon that she makes is.
Hey everybody, welcome to Fess Up, where the Fess sisters help spice up your conversations with unique and thought-provoking questions. That's right, we're breaking the ice with a sledgehammer and a really heavy bowling ball.
Ooh, where'd we get that?
We stole it from the bowling alley. Duh.
That tracks.
Just so everyone knows, this voice is coming from Amy.
This voice is coming from Marissa.
And this voice is coming from Ina.
And if you can't tell us apart, then you're in the majority.
Neither can we.
Yep, seriously, we can't. So I just wanted to talk about something though. Like, jumping right in, have you guys really thought about how the word headshot, like, as an actor, I talk about headshots a lot.
Mm-hmm.
It's a picture that's like, shoulders up, it looks like your face, and it makes people want to cast you in their movies.
Mine always does.
Yes. The problem is, though, if you were to think about it from, I don't know, a gaming perspective, or, I don't know, an assassin perspective.
Oh my god.
Whenever I talk about really wanting to pay somebody for a new headshot, it kind of gets weird. Huh?
That does sound weird.
I don't know. It's like the classic, take me out on a date or with a sniper. Surprise me.
Oh my gosh.
Sort of a situation.
But also, wouldn't that be such a weird way to, order a murder? Like, hey, I'd like a new headshot. Like, specifically a headshot, not to new poisoning.
I think it works better, I guess, when you're just talking about your friends and be like, oh my gosh, I just need headshots, okay? I just need them.
This brings, I almost think now about doctors giving you a shot right into the forehead, like Botox.
Oh.
Here's the thing. What if the term headshot, like the actors use, actually stems from use by assassins when they're handed by, the government or whoever is hiring them a picture of the person that they have to take out with their snipers on the roof.
Of their target.
And so headshot actually comes from an assassin terminology.
I don't think that's it, but it could be.
I think that is it. I think that's exactly it.
I personally cannot think of another reason that headshot would be a thing that exists in language.
I mean, unless it was pictures given to a plastic surgeon who needs to give the person Botox, and he's like, yes, they need a headshot.
But then are you giving the pictures because you're like, I want my Botox to make me look like this? Or are you giving it because...
No.
No?
You're showing them a picture of you currently, and so they can look at it and be like, oh, honey, I know what we need to do.
As if you aren't right in front of them, though.
I mean, you send it in advance so that they know that you're not a hopeless case.
So if you send a headshot, they can be like, no, darling. And they're like, but I'll pay double. Sorry.
Can't fix ugly.
Oh, God. So before we get this party super started, I was wondering if anybody has anything that happened to them since we recorded the last episode they want to share.
Oh.
Because I do. So,
okay.
If you guys don't, I'll go first.
I love the crickets, and then you're like, okay, I was really asking for me.
It was for me, guys.
Okay, so what happened to you?
Okay, I was at work. This is very important. I was at work. I work at a grocery store.
Don't say what store, or the grocery FBI will get you.
Yeah, I can't say it's beep, 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 beep. That's where I work.
It rhymes with Schrader Schmoes. And
Schrader Toes.
Yes.
I work at Schrader Toes. Yeah, so I work at a grocery store. I was standing at the front of the line directing people towards the register they have to go to. While I was there, I was watching someone get rung up. It was just this random dude, mid-30s, whatever, seemed like just this totally average Joe kind of guy.
Trader?
He gets rung up for this milk. Tall milk that's skinny. Is it a pint?
Sounds like a quart.
A quart. Yeah, I think it's a quart of milk. Anyway, he gets rung up for a quart of whole milk. Obviously, this does not raise any red flags. Nothing suspicious from that until I see him ask the cashier for it. He takes it in his hand. He unscrews the top and right there just starts drinking the whole milk.
What?
Out of nowhere.
Guzzling.
He starts guzzling it, and then he puts it down and bottles it back up and then shoves it in his pocket.
What?
He just shoves it in his jacket pocket.
It fit?
It fit because he's a man and he's got man pockets.
Men's pockets sound wild.
The cashier keeps going. The cashier does not look as disturbed as I am because just drinking whole milk is like drinking a smoothie or a milkshake. It's so thick and I like milk, but whole milk after you've stopped drinking whole milk is too much.
It's very milky.
So milky. So what happens is the guy has bought a lot of stuff. He's got like a heaping cart. And about 5 minutes later, what does he do? But he pulls the milk out of his pocket and he takes another sip. And this time he like really chugs. So then he's drank half of this quart already.
Gosh.
And he shoves it back in his pocket again. And I'm just sitting here like, what kind of absolute sociopath am I witnessing in action right now? Like, this guy is absolutely terrifying.
This is an act of social terrorism.
It's social terrorism, but he did it with such nonchalance that I think he's beyond retribution. He may be the FBI's most wanted.
I think that's what makes it the most scary, is that it was so casual to him.
It's just like, yeah, everybody does this. And I'm like, no. Most people can't even drink milk at your age anymore. We gotta go to lactose free.
It would be one thing if he was like looking around and like, all like weird and then like sneaking a sip.
Like, I've had customers, when they've done weird things, be like, don't judge me, but I'm gonna be doing this. He didn't look embarrassed at all. And here's the thing, if you want to drink milk in public, I love milk, go for it. But it is weird, and especially to do it like he did it, it was like as if it were just water. Like, as if you would have a water bottle. It's not interchangeable with water. It does not hydrate you.
It does not.
Consider this, though.
Yes.
This man probably loves milk so much he would drink it directly from the cow's udder. So...
Oh, what an image.
At least you didn't have to see that.
At least I didn't have to see that.
Oh, no. Now I'm imagining it, and I realize that people definitely do that somewhere in the world.
I mean, if you're a farmer, that's just gotta be a pastime.
God. Suckle at the teat of this bovine.
Yes, sometimes you just gotta get it straight from the source. That organic stuff.
Straight from the source.
I wonder if it tastes better that way.
Or worse.
Could you imagine bringing out a bowl of cereal and placing it under the udder and just squirting just enough to fill your bowl of Chex Mix or whatever? Why Chex Mix? Why is that the cereal that my brain came up with?
Chex Mix. Ew.
I know.
No, that's grosser than this idea. Concept.
I know. I'm appalled. A bowl of, I don't know, Honey Nut Cheerios. That's better.
Okay.
So, guys, I'm going to ask the first question now. This is the first official question of this podcast. Remember to ask your friends this question and let us know what they say. The question is, do you think the writer of You're a Grand Old Flag would be proud of us?
What?
Well, he was probably a terrible guy, so...
Here's the thing. I don't know why you're saying that. I have facts on this dude. You want to hear about this dude?
Okay.
His name is George M. Cohen, okay? He wrote this song for the stage musical called George Washington Jr.
Junior?
Yes. And he originally wanted the song to be called The Grand Old Rag, but the pressure from people who loved the flag made him change it. Because apparently what happened was he was talking to this dude who was a Civil War veteran, because this was like back in the day. They were talking to each other, and the veteran was holding a carefully folded but ragged old flag. And the man turned to George Cohen and said, "She's a grand old rag." And so that's where he got the idea for this song. But the reason I bring up this question is if you think about the lyrics to this song. Here's the chorus. You're a grand old flag, you're a high-flying flag, and forever in peace may you wave. You're the emblem of the land I love, the home of the free and the brave. Every heart beats true neath the red, white, and blue, where there's never a boast or a brag. But should old acquaintance be forgot to keep your eye on the grand old flag?
Wait, why does it go into Auld Lang Syne at the end?
He has a couple of homages to different songs in there.
Yeah, he's like stealing from everybody.
He apparently, I've gone in
This
depth.
must have been a low-budget musical he was writing for.
Well, he also alludes to some of his own songs that he's written prior to this. Copyright laws were different back then.
I guess so.
The thing that stands out to me is there's never a boast nor a brag. And here's the thing, if there's one thing the world today knows about Americans, it's that we are the most cocky motherfuckers that have ever walked the face of the earth. I feel like he would not be proud of us because of that.
Okay, but here's the thing. We have been cocky motherfuckers since the moment everybody dumped their tea into the Boston Harbor. Like, we have always been the most braggadocious, boastful, taunting people.
So you're thinking that he was just wishful thinking?
So I think that George M. Cohan was like wishful thinking / delusion. He was like, maybe if I write it in a song, it'll become true.
Because he also talks about peace in there, and my God, do we like to fight wars.
Oh, God.
In general, I don't think he would be proud of us.
I mean, I don't think he'd be proud of you especially. Boasting and bragging.
You are the most boastful of the Fess Girls.
I am, yes. He would probably not be proud of me, no. But would he cast me in his musical George Washington Jr.?
This is the real question.
No, probably not.
I don't really care about his opinion of me, but I want to know if I could break into that clearly amazing musical.
It's gotta be great.
George Washington Jr.
You know, I didn't hear exactly what you said, but I could tell from your tone it was condescending, and I just want you to know that I would play the greatest female George Washington Jr. that the world has ever seen, okay? Thank you and thank you.
And probably the only.
Probably the only that the world has ever seen.
I mean,
the only female George Washington Jr.
Was this play a musical ever even put on? Because I've never heard of it. Wasn't a classic.
It doesn't even have a linking Wikipedia page, actually.
Oh no, that's how you know.
You know what? I'm not proud of George Cohan, then.
I wonder
Yeah.
if I could type it in. George Washington... Oh, this is great audio.
I want to keep that oop. You just like, and I oop.
Wow, so I typed in George Washington Jr. and what comes up but Grover Washington Jr., which is an American jazz funk / soul jazz saxophonist.
You go, Grover. I forgot that Grover was like a real name.
Right?
Like it sounds just like a Muppet name and nothing else.
They made a film out of it in 1924, and it opened February 6, 1906 at the Herald Square Theater in New York City.
I mean, that's not very prestigious to be like on the scale of where it could have gone to.
I mean, here's the thing. It was 1906. I'm not sure how many theaters were around in New York City at that time. That might have been pretty prestigious at the time.
Fair enough. I mean, at the time, maybe, but like, if it was a good musical, it would have been more prolific. It would have lasted longer.
Yes.
Okay, here's another follow-up question. Do you think that the musical would have done better had Andrew Lloyd Webber written it?
Don't you come at me with those words.
I'm just saying, I like Andrew Lloyd Webber, and he has made 2 of the longest-running Broadway shows in all of history.
Yeah, but he's also made some real stinkers.
Do you think that George Washington Jr. would be on the par of Cats and Phantom of the Opera, or do you think it would be A School of Rock?
That one.
I think, judging just by the lyrics of Your Grand Old Flag, because Andrew Lloyd Webber, he composes the music, he doesn't necessarily write the lyrics. I think that there's no way to really make like a hit show tune out of that.
I would think, okay, Your Grand Old Flag's gotta be like the 11 o'clock number, but it's not like the showstopper.
Yeah. It could be like the big number right before intermission.
So that would be the showstopper, I would say. Typically, those are the big show-stopping numbers.
I mean, what else would go there?
I don't know. I don't know anything about any of this, but I can see what you're saying. Grand Old Flag, I think you could add a lot to that and make it like a big show-stopping number, a big kick line in there. Have it be like the high point, and then you come back from intermission, and then they go to war again or something, and it gets all sad. And you're like, wow, we were optimistic before, huh?
Things don't go the way of his song. Immediately proves his song wrong in the second act.
Oh, that's why this is Andrew Lloyd Webber's version and not George M. Cohan's version, because
True.
I don't think George M. Cohan would want that.
Andrew Lloyd Webber would go there.
And then you could have your Grand Old Flag reprise for the finale song
Yes.
when things get better again. We got a hit musical on our hands, guys.
I think Andrew could do it.
I think he could.
If anyone can do it, he could do it.
But would George be proud of it?
Probably. I think that he would want success for this song. He seems proud of it from his Wikipedia page.
I think he would be jealous that he didn't manage to do that.
Also true. But you know who would really make a hit out of this? I don't know how he would do it, but he would find a way.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Lin would know what to do.
He would add like a rap into it.
Well, that's what Lin does.
Yes.
So yes, he would do that, yes.
It would be good. He would add in some really witty rhymes that would just really elevate the song to the next level. And I think he would probably bring back the rag. A grand old rag.
Oh, probably.
It's edgier.
Oh, yeah.
Do you think that he would have the same cast come back and play the juniors? Christopher Jackson would play George Washington Jr. for him?
I think he could get him, yeah.
Definitely.
Wow, he could definitely get him. Those two are bros.
I mean, if he's played Washington once, I feel like he could do it again.
But would he have to do it standing on his knees to show how junior he is?
It truly depends on the life story of George Washington Jr. and how important it is that he is significantly junior.
Or would there be like a giant, like Sims-style plumb bob over his head that just says junior?
I think that they would just say he's George Washington Jr.
No.
Washington Jr.
There needs to be something eye-catching about it.
I don't think that it matters because I don't think George Washington Sr. would be in the show.
You're right.
I didn't even know. Is there a George Washington Jr.?
I don't think so.
Yes, there is.
But isn't he adopted?
Was he the president?
Because George Washington...
not the president, no.
So...
I don't know what happened in his life.
George Washington never had any biological kids, I thought.
Doesn't mean someone can't name him George Washington Jr.
What significance did he have to make a musical about him?
No, he didn't have a son. His son was named John Parke Custis.
George Washington Jr. served for a time as a treasurer of the George Washington Coffee Company, started by his father, George Washington.
Coffee?
So it's just not related to actual George Washington, I don't think.
Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because George Washington...
Yeah, George Washington, the inventor.
Yeah, oh.
George Constant Lewis Washington.
So this musical is just, like, completely
But
not...
was he patriotic?
The same
No.
as what I thought it was.
Yeah, me either. Now I take it all back.
I don't think George Cohen cares about America at all.
He cares about coffee, and that's what's important.
Now that's an American value.
He did want the song to be calling the flag a rag.
You're right.
Maybe the whole song was supposed to be tongue-in-cheek.
Maybe.
Because he wanted to call it a rag the whole time.
But the story behind it makes it sound like it was so profound. Like, yeah, he's right. It's a grand old rag.
Or maybe it was just hysterical?
This is random, but in my search to see if George Washington had a George Washington Jr., like George Washington the president, I learned that he died of something called epiglottitis, and that sounds hilarious.
Epiglottitis!
It's just like inflammation of the epiglottis.
I wonder if it got so inflamed that he, stopped being able to breathe or choked on it.
I mean, yes, that's what happened.
That's horrifying. Oh my god. And he drank coffee on the reg because that was his job.
And that's why his teeth were fake, because he rotted them out.
Were they fake or was that just an unrelated George Washington?
That was just a George Washington.
And George Washington of no relation but of greater significance.
I'm talking about the president, Amy. Oh, all of our George Washingtons are confused together.
All George Washingtons are the same. If you meet a George Washington on the street today, he is our first president.
Yeah.
Could you imagine marrying someone with a last name Washington and they're like, oh, what do you want to name our kid, George?
I mean, I think you can't not name him George at that point.
I think you easily could not name him George.
No.
I would not want to name him George. I would be too afraid of the boots he had to fill. Come on, because the best George Washington ever was a junior, and he was the head of a coffee company. Everyone knows.
The star of a hit musical.
A hit musical on Broadway in 1906 that no one remembered. Wow.
What a revelation that it wasn't even about the president.
Or was it about the president, but the show was meant for children to put on?
Oh.
No, I hope not. I really hope not.
This is not the full musical George Washington. This is George Washington Jr.
Oh no! I get what you're saying now. I hate those. Those are the worst.
Oh god, all the junior shows in middle school were so bad.
They're like, let's take all the good stuff and
The
throw
thing
away.
with the junior musicals is not just that they take the swear words and the like risque stuff and they take it out. They literally make each scene about 5 sentences long back and forth. They're like, we also have to make this 3 minutes long.
Literally.
How do we take this feature-length film?
Children don't have memories. They can't memorize lines.
How
Right?
can we take something good and make it not that way?
It's like Kids Bop songs.
Okay, but we rocked out to some Kids Bop.
No, I hated Kids Bop.
I never did. What are you talking about?
What do you mean? Amy had her boombox, and we danced on Amy's bed in her room that had kittens all over the place.
To Britney Spears, the full version.
To Britney Spears. She never had a Kids Bop
We
album.
definitely did it to Kids Bop too.
No. This is fiction.
And now you're gonna tell me that it wasn't a Hello Kitty boombox, but it totally was.
It was a Barbie boombox, and we never danced to Kids
It was
Bop.
Barbie, I'm pretty sure. I thought it was just pink. But
It was pink and Hello Kitty.
It was Barbie.
Oh my god.
all that matters,
Barbie.
the thing that matters here, is that the creator of Your Grand Old Flag would hate us because we've absolutely decimated his musical that he worked so hard on.
And we don't even know who George Washington Jr. is.
We learned something today, and that's what's important. Are you ready for the next question?
I am.
Yeah, let's move on from this nonsense.
This is going off the rails. The next question. What movie do you think nobody in the world actually owns? And also, and bonus points if you don't think it's on any streaming services either.
You mean like on DVD?
Yes, because, I mean, people don't do that much anymore, but...
Okay.
So, like, a movie that people maybe bought and then it was so bad they all threw it away.
Perhaps.
I mean, I don't think anyone actually owns The Room. I think everyone just pirates it from somewhere.
The Room. No, because you want to know, The Room, I bet all the copies that were ever made were somehow accumulated and bought by Tommy Wiseau. Tommy Wiseau has bought so many copies of The
Yes.
Room, I would bet my entire ass on it.
Your entire ass, not just one cheek.
You could carve it off, I bet it.
I would say, you know, the Star Wars Holiday Special, but I happen to know someone who owns that somehow.
Oh my god.
He needs to get that to me.
I want to watch it. It's on Disney Plus, though, I do know that.
No, that's a Lego Holiday Special.
What?
This is
Oh, really?
the Holiday Special, and George Lucas tried to have it erased from history.
I want to watch it because I've seen some things about it that terrify me,
I need to see it.
but I'm so morbidly curious.
I'm fairly certain it's not on
It looks
Netflix.
like a nightmare.
An acid trip, yes.
Like an acid trip fever dream.
Like an acid trip while you happen to have Star Wars on in the background.
Yeah.
Every so often you see Chewbacca's face, but it's morphed and disgusting.
Okay, I think that a movie nobody owns anymore, and I'm saying anymore because they probably bought it and then watched it and then threw it against the wall, is Sliding Doors.
I like that movie, and we own it.
Because that movie just upsets you by the end so bad, everyone probably just throws their disc at the wall and it shatters into a million pieces.
Marissa, we own it. It's downstairs.
Yes!
I
Oh my
like
God.
that movie.
We must destroy it! No, I gotta
No.
go throw it against the wall right now!
Please, somebody, please, give me a synopsis of this movie.
Oh my gosh, it's basically, okay,
Spoilers ahead.
the whole movie is 2 different alternate universes
Uh-huh.
switching back and forth between them of Gwyneth Paltrow's character who like made one slightly different decision.
Leaving open a sliding door?
Right. Basically.
I think it was a door closed on a train. The sliding door closed on a train, and she like either didn't get on or she got on.
Yeah. So anyway, you go through this whole movie, right? You get really attached to one of the universes, and then at the very end, they, like, rip everything away, and it just upsets you so bad.
But they make it so that the universes kind of combine because they imply that at the end she's gonna end up with the guy you like in the one universe anyway.
Yeah, but it's all the amazing, adorable memories they had will never happen. All those good times were erased.
Okay, but new adorable ones will happen.
Okay, that's like being like, oh man, I don't care if I have my memory erased as long as I'm still around.
Okay, Marissa.
One movie that people don't have, several movies actually, most of the Renaissance Disney sequels. Like, I'm talking Pocahontas 2, I'm talking Mulan 2, I am talking Hunchback of Notre Dame 2.
We have Hunchback of Notre Dame too.
You should destroy it.
Oh my gosh, why do we have all the... Do we need to go through this house and start just throwing discs into the garbage disposal?
Yes,
I mean, I guess you do. I think Dad got rid of it, but we definitely had it.
The only sequels worth keeping of the Disney franchise in that era are the Aladdins, even though they were not the best quality, they were watchable, and Lion King 2.
They were watchable.
Lion King 1.5 is right out.
Yes.
But I did appreciate it more when I was older watching it than I did when I was a kid watching it.
True. Okay, and I will concede that if we're just talking about watchability, then Little Mermaid 2, you can watch it.
Yes, Little Mermaid 2 also watchable. You can keep that.
Do they destroy the character of Ariel? Yes, they do. But is the film overall pretty good?
Yeah, I would say.
They destroy my second favorite princess, but whatever.
Yeah, those are my... Do you think that they have the sequels on Disney Plus?
I don't know.
Some of them, I think.
We need that Ariel TV show on Disney Plus.
Oh, yeah, I'd like to watch
where
that.
she has that mute mermaid friend who speaks sign language.
Oh, she was so cute.
So cute. The only problem with that plot line is why did Ariel, like, she should have learned some sign language, right? And I think she does. And then, like, why didn't she use it in the movie, though?
True.
When she loses her voice.
Yeah.
Maybe because mermaid sign language is different than human sign language.
It's probably because Ursula had fine print in there that was like, I take away all your communication skills.
No
All communication skills
whatsoever.
are gone.
You can only write down your name.
Only body language. Ha!
That's it. She does say that in the song.
She certainly does.
But I'm actually having a crisis right now. It's not related to the subject, but so like I've got a lot of moles, and some of them have hair growing out of them, and my dermatologist said that means it's a healthy mole, so don't go
Ew.
You talk to your dermatologist?
I'm only 21 years old, and one of these moles is growing gray hairs.
Ew!
Why?
You're nasty.
Something that had to be brought up on the podcast.
Because I'm having a crisis.
You're nasty. You're like, you know what? I need to declare to the world one of my grossest medical phenomena.
I'm not even old. Why am I gray hairing?
Just in the moles.
So the next question, the next thing that we're going to do is a bit. It is a new bit where we psychoanalyze a fictional character that we all know and love.
Oh.
And today we're going to be psychoanalyzing none other than Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
Yes, I love
Evil
him.
Incorporated.
Oh man, he has a lot of issues.
Here's the thing. I think that deep in his heart, he wishes that Perry the Platypus had a PhD so that he could actually, and like was a licensed therapist, because he's truly adopted Perry the Platypus as his therapist.
He really does vent out his whole like life story, all of his feelings
And
to Perry.
Perry's actually like his best friend, low-key.
Yeah, they are best
No, I would
friends.
definitely agree with that. I also think that Perry the Platypus is the only person in his life that actually listens to Dr. Doofenshmirtz.
His daughter certainly doesn't.
No, but he's such a good dad, okay?
He is a great dad. She's kind of snotty to him, and I like her as a character, but she doesn't appreciate her father enough.
No, but her dad, like, goes through so much. He was definitely abused in his life.
Oh, yeah. They, like, show it. It's
Oh,
sad.
yeah. No, it's like how he never had a birthday party. And
His parents missed his own birth.
so many sad things happened to this poor baby Doofenshmirtz. And, like,
Poor
he
baby.
makes sure that his daughter has the opposite life. She's, like, spoiled rotten.
Oh, yeah. And she's so ungrateful.
So ungrateful. She's so sexy, though.
True.
So sexy. And he's not.
She got all the good genes.
She truly did.
Or she's gonna age horribly. Either way, I don't really know yet, but...
No, because in, like, the backstories, they show baby Doofenshmirtz, and he still looks kind of weird. So, like...
What about the theory that, like, Phineas is Doofenshmirtz's biological kid?
Oh my god, that theory kills me.
I love
I
that
think it's
theory.
great.
I think it's so funny. Because he went on one date, we know, with Phineas's mom. And you know what we don't know about?
Phineas's biological dad.
They never talk about it.
Doofenshmirtz does have a triangle head.
He does.
And a little tuft of hair on top.
And it's reddish.
And they're both geniuses.
They're both geniuses. Did you say something about reddish?
Yeah, their hair. I mean, I know the mom has red hair, but Doofenshmirtz's hair is a reddish brown, so...
I think it's more brown, but I can concede that point. Perhaps if he were not a cartoon character, it would be an auburn.
Yes.
Could be.
But my thing about Doofenshmirtz is I think that he never actually wants his things to work. He just is like one of those kids that literally is just like being mean for the attention.
Oh yeah, he wants attention.
But he doesn't actually want to do bad.
He just wants somebody to pat him on the back and say, good job.
I mean, if you also look at his evil things he wants to do, most of them aren't actually evil or bad or would do anything except for be a mild inconvenience.
It's so
Like,
true.
half of the things, it's just kind of like, I want to be able to go to the front of the line all the time at the grocery store. Because when I was a kid, I always had to wait in line and then they'd run out of the product before I could get it. It would be something like that, not actually evil, and I think if that were something that were put into practice, people would get over and forgive faster than they would riot, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're just like, whatever, it's one old man who's somehow teleported in front of me in the line, whatever.
Doofenshmirtz just needs love.
He deserves it.
His ex-wife clearly has no feelings for him, like residual feelings, and it makes you wonder if she ever had them, or if it was just like
Probably not,
a
because poor
drunken
boy.
mistake, like whirlwind Vegas marriage that she didn't get annulled.
The marriage certificator and the certificate
The worst thing that show ever did, I'll never forgive them, was introduce the perfect love interest and have them sing the cutest evil love romance song and stuff, literally called Evil Love. And,
It's beautiful.
And then have his invention work and on her and she doesn't like him anymore at the very end.
It's the saddest thing in the
It was
world.
the worst thing ever. They chickened out of giving him a girlfriend and I'm so sad about it.
Truly the most devastating cinematic moment in history.
And yet they still allowed Vanessa and Ferb to, like, get it on.
No, Ferb's like 14. Vanessa's like 17. It's like inappropriate.
Yeah, they allowed them to be in a relationship, but they couldn't let Dr. Doofenshmirtz? Come on.
Messed up.
It is messed up.
I want to riot.
Poor doofy boy.
Long story short, Dr. Doofenshmirtz is the best.
He is.
We stand a king.
We stand a king.
That was psychoanalyzing, right?
Yeah.
I'm not a therapist. All right. This is where our ads would go, if we had any. And since we don't, 1 sec, I have to blow my nose.
In the meantime, let me have an ad for us. Please pay us. Please pay us some money.
Amy blows her nose so loud.
It's vicious.
I just came back in hearing you guys talk about how vicious my nose blowing is.
And you know what? It grossed Marissa out to her core.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they'll let me in the orchestra?
No.
You need to tune it first. It sounded a little flat.
Fair, that's fair. Okay. I'll take that criticism to heart. I'll work on it so that they'll let me in the orchestra. In the horn section, probably. Twitter user Llama in a Tux tweeted the following. There's a family of lizards. Mother, this is our oldest son. He's all grown up now and crushes buildings. Little lizard. Ahem. Mother, sighs. Also, this is our youngest. He can get you 50% off car insurance.
I love the Geico Gecko.
So, keeping that tweet in mind, what do you think family life with Godzilla and the Geico Gecko would be like?
Does this imply that Godzilla is a gecko?
I think it does.
Or
Wow.
is the Geico Gecko not a gecko and is in fact a tiny, tiny dinosaur?
And their last name is just Gecko?
Yes.
Maybe they're half-brothers and they have a mom and a dad of different species. Like, who are their parents?
And now I'm concerned that, like, someone Godzilla-sized mated with a gecko-sized person. And that's all kinds of wrong.
I would hope that it would be the other way around, and that's why the mom is not as proud of the Geico Gecko as she is proud of, Godzilla, who can smash buildings to the ground.
Because the Geico Gecko is like the size of the tip of her pinky claw.
You know what I think is hilarious? I'm imagining that growing up, they had bunk beds, and the Geico Gecko was on the top bunk.
Oh my gosh, he would have to climb for 8 centuries to get to the top of that ladder.
But, like, you couldn't have it the other way around unless you had it made of, like, titanium, because Godzilla would come crashing down on top of poor Geico Gecko with the weight of him.
I think that's exactly what happened. Every time an earthquake happened, that was actually the cause
Godzilla falling off.
of every earthquake.
Okay, but, like, what a perfect family scheme they've got going on. Like, he'll destroy the buildings, and then you have to have the insurance. So,
that is true.
Like,
True, and Geico does have, like, home insurance, too, I think.
Right, exactly. So, like, they destroy the homes of all the people who don't have their insurance.
They probably, in this universe, have Godzilla insurance. Like, specifically. Let me insure you from my brother.
Yeah, literally. If you sign up with us, we won't stomp your house down.
Do you think that he got into insurance because his brother wrecked things so much? Or do you think that it was the other way around? Like, his brother got into wrecking things because the Geico Gecko got into insurance?
Definitely that one. I mean, I think that the insurance is the main thing.
Maybe he got into insurance and there was nobody he just had no customers to insure. So Godzilla, he was like, I got this, bro. And he just starts smashing shit, and all of a sudden, people need insurance.
Yeah.
I think if this were a sitcom, it would be one of those in which the two brothers are super close and super wholesome and awesome, and then they are, like, antagonized by the parents, or at least the mother.
Yeah. My question is, though, what about the third missing sibling, that is Marissa, as a child?
Do they have any siblings, though, or is it just them? Like, can you think of any lizards in life? Other famous lizards?
Just Joanna the Goanna from Rescuers Down Under.
That's a cousin, for sure.
Yeah, definitely a cousin.
Yeah.
From Australia, of course.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's another question.
What?
Because Godzilla, he's from the Japanese region, Japan, somewhere around that archipelago.
Mm-hmm.
And the Geico Gecko, he's got, like, an Australian accent.
Maybe Joanna the Goanna is his sister.
Maybe it's his sister, but not Godzilla's sister. Like, it's his half-sister
so we're
or
going
something.
right back into Phineas and Ferb territory as far as family schematics
Phineas
go.
And Ferb, but Godzilla is Phineas. The Geico Gecko is Ferb. No, it's vice versa, I think, in personality.
Vice versa, and Candace is Joanna the Goanna.
Yeah. Yes. There we go.
Except instead of Candace being the one who's antagonizing, it's the mom.
Why?
Because the mom is not proud of her tiny son.
That's fair.
And so there's got to be friction there, I would imagine.
There is.
And
but
that's how the sitcom goes.
I think that there would also be friction with Joanna the Goanna because she's not very nice.
She just really wants those eggs.
Yeah, she's totally a Candace.
She's been stealing eggs since before Grogu. Hipster.
Fair. Guess what, guys?
What?
What?
It's time for What Two Are You?
Ooh.
Okay, so we're going to be doing What Two Are You fast food chains.
Oh.
Yes, what two fast food chains are you?
Oh man, this is hard because I feel like we're all gonna fight to be Wendy's.
No.
All of us are gonna be like, no, I should be Wendy's.
No, I don't think I'm Wendy's, even though Wendy's is the best.
Yes.
I don't think if I were in fast food, I would be the best one.
Marissa's gonna hate this, like, a lot, I feel like.
Oh god.
Maybe she won't, but I get real Taco Bell vibes from Marissa.
Are you calling me cheap?
No.
I get Arby's vibes from Marissa.
Taco Bell, okay.
Make your case.
Okay, Basically the only times I've ever been in a Taco Bell is like in the middle of the night, and it's just really weird. It's like a liminal space for me, you know? Like, it just doesn't feel very real because I swear I've never been to a Taco Bell in the daytime. And I don't know, I just feel, well, one, Marissa's a night owl, you know, she's up late, so is Amy.
I don't think she is anymore.
Well, she's up later than I am, so it counts for me. Also, though, like, she's a real weird gal, and I just feel like she's got, you know, liminal space vibes sometimes, especially the later in the night it gets. They've got a real weird aesthetic going on, but, like, it's a good one, you know? And then also, like, people are devoted to, the Taco Bell menu.
Oh no. See, I was like really offended and stuff until this moment because you got me there.
People are devoted to the Taco Bell menu. They were so enraged when the Taco Bell menu changed recently. And I feel like everyone loves Marissa. Marissa is loved by everybody.
I do have a cult following.
A cult.
And also she doesn't spend a lot of money. She's kind of cheap.
That's fair.
Okay, I'm not sure if I agree yet. I don't know if I'm sold, but I want to try to sell you on why I think Marissa is Arby's.
Okay.
Because my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard.
I didn't know they had good milkshakes.
Their milkshakes are the best milkshakes of all the fast food places, and I have tried them all.
Well, now I want an Arby's milkshake, like, real bad.
Yeah,
But
they're amazing.
what I was gonna say
Amy,
was...
does Marissa have the meat?
Marissa has the meat. Marissa is the one I would expect to say, where's the beef? Though
That's
that it has...
not the right
I know
one.
that's not the same, but, like, meat. And so... But Arby's is red.
Okay.
Okay? And Marissa is heavily associated with red because it's her favorite color.
Yes.
I think that when I think of Marissa, I don't think of Mexican food. And I don't really think of hamburgers. I think more of sandwiches. And here's the thing, as a kid, Marissa was the only one of us who actually liked Arby's.
That's
even though
true.
they do have bomb-ass curly fries. And if Marissa was a fry,
She would
she'd
be a curly
fry.
That's true. You guys didn't like Arby's?
No,
because I was not adventurous. The meats were too much for me.
Yeah, but like as a kid, when I only ate chicken nuggets, still usually eat chicken nuggets.
I know.
I would. They had chicken nuggets.
I don't know why I didn't like Arby's. But I wasn't into roast beef was my problem. I don't know what it was. Like most of their stuff is roast beef themed. They really go hard on roast beef sandwiches.
Well, it is the term for beef that is
Roasted. Which is another thing because you are Count Olaf, as we've talked about earlier in this podcast. That's my case.
I mean,
I don't know.
I see
What do you
it.
think?
I see the Arby's.
I accept it.
But I stand by the Taco Bell. Although Marissa does not necessarily eat Mexican food all the time, she speaks Spanish better than most people I know.
Okay, that was the tipping point. You sold me on the Spanish.
And
It's true.
she doesn't not like a taco, you know? She'll eat a taco.
Yeah.
Everyone likes a taco.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
But, like-
well, Taco Bell is not somewhere...
If someone said they didn't like a taco, it would be like... This should actually be online. This should be the test to see if you're a robot. Like, do you like tacos?
Okay.
If they say no, you know they're a robot.
I would be as scandalized by that admission as I was by the man drinking milk in the grocery store. We need to move on to Ina. Marissa is RB and Taco Bell. I think that's solid.
Yes. Okay. Amy is McDonald's.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too.
She's a clown. Okay, number
Yep.
one. Or she used to be a
The
clown.
Here we go.
That's what I was gonna say.
Right? But she also is, you know, there's just something inherently goofy about like, ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it.
that's
Like,
fair.
that's And Amy's such a goof. Like, it's just like, also like the giant golden arches and the bright red roofs that they used to have but got rid of, which...
They have play places sometimes.
That's all very goofy. It's all very bubbly.
Also,
It's Amy.
those golden arches are like her butt,
Oh my god!
which is very big and bubbly. So,
People would make a shrine
but
to
also,
that.
also, McDonald's is like every McDonald's I know is like remodeling in a weird way and like becoming less childy and trying to be like a fine dining place somehow.
Amy's becoming an
and
adult.
It's happening to Amy too.
Oh
as
my
much
God.
as she might not want to admit it, Amy wants like a decorative fruit bowl, and she likes going to IKEA now. Like she is full on turning into like a person and not just a goofball.
I asked for a garbage can for Christmas and I got it.
And it's slowly happening to McDonald's, and it's slowly happening to Amy.
Mm-hmm. She recently admitted that she likes to watch crafting videos. Like, this is adulting territory.
It is as satisfying to me as ASMR is to you.
All right,
I don't think that's true.
well,
I don't think there's a way to compare, really, but I would be willing to bet.
if you don't experience ASMR, you don't know. So, like, maybe it's similar to you.
All right.
I was gonna say earlier that I do feel that I would probably be whatever the most fattening fast food place is.
Also, the most in the spotlight.
This is fair.
Very publicized. Yeah. Also, probably one of the most prolific. Like, it's touched every continent. Probably most every country.
I would like to touch every continent.
And Amy's just, she's got so many friends. She's so outgoing, so she's willing to talk to that many people.
I will take it. You guys have sold me.
All right. But her second one, what is it? Let's see.
Well, let's do Ina.
Oh, okay.
I want to say Ina is...
DQ.
Is it DQ that does the blizzard? That you hold
and
upside
they
down?
Hold it upside down.
Yes, that's what I was just about to say.
That's the reason I was going to give.
Ina is
Dairy
definitely
Queen.
Dairy Queen because one, who else would call themselves a Dairy Queen but Ina?
True.
And two, it's like fun, but it's not like so out there. But they do hilarious random things, like the blizzard holding it upside down.
Yeah, that is hilarious and random.
It's hilarious and random, but they got good food, and it's not like you can't sleep on a Dairy Queen. Their food is delicious.
Right.
I remember we couldn't eat them for forever, and then finally we were able to eat them, and I was like blown away by the quality of fast food dining it was.
I also like their theming.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And Ina
It's not
is
in your
fun.
face, but it is fun. And
Yes.
that's Ina.
Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot about Dairy Queen, to be completely honest. It's kind of elusive
Because
to
we
me.
didn't have one for so long.
We spent like our entire childhood not going there, but
There weren't any in our area to drive to, but there were so many commercials.
all the commercials.
That,
and so it was
we
a thing
thought
we
about
all
it all
wanted
the time,
to go
but
there.
we never knew. Yeah. I wanted to say that I think Ina's second one is Panera Bread.
Yes.
That is amazing coming from you. You love Panera Bread.
I love Panera Bread, but it's got the most like sophisticated cooking, and of all of us, Ina is the best chef.
She's too sophisticated.
I don't do a lot of cooking. You do a lot of cooking. You're good at cooking.
I mean, maybe at this point I'm a better chef, but you guys don't really know, because every time you come visit me, we end up ordering most of our meals. So I don't know if I'm a better cook than Ina now, but Ina, in my head, has always been one of the best cooks in the fam. So there's that, and also it is
We just
the
know that
most-
I'm not a good cook. This is basically what it is.
the whole Panera experience is just... It just seems like if Panera was a person, it wouldn't swear at you, and need I say more?
Yes, it's like a cinnamon bun of a company.
It is a cinnamon bun,
And they sell cinnamon buns, I think, probably.
I'm sure they do.
I bet
Actually,
they do.
They have just like a diverse menu, but everything is like comfort food, and I just feel like Ina will be a great host one day,
Yeah.
feeding people and all of that, and it just feels mature in a way that Ina is and Marissa and I are not. So
Yeah, I agree. All right.
All right.
Last one for Amy, then.
Oh, goodness. I'm trying to, think of all of these fast food places.
Okay, here's the thing. This is more of like this is like kind of a sit-down place and kind of fast food, somewhere in the middle. And I've never really been there, but I've seen it. It just feels very Amy. Johnny Rockets.
Oh, yo! That's got such a vibe.
It's got a vibe. But yeah, they like put on a show for you basically, and they're all like skating around, being all cool. Amy would put on a full show.
I'm here for that.
Yeah. Over the top.
All right. So another question.
Mm-hmm.
What constitutes as cheating in a superpowered relationship, especially one where either party has telepathic or X-ray related powers?
Oh no.
It's very easy to cheat like that, but if you're dating somebody where those are their powers...
It would be harder to trust them, particularly the X-ray vision, because, like, telepathic would be kind of like the communication part of relationship that, like, a lot of people aren't into. You know, like, the actual talking and blah, blah, blah. But, like, X-ray, it gets right down to, like, seeing people naked. And that's...
I am opposite of you because I don't care if my significant other is checking somebody out. I don't care if they're seeing hot people on Instagram. And this is the number one most selling reason in my opinion. I don't care if they watch porn. And I feel like if you're turning on your X-ray vision in public, it's essentially just porn on demand, you know?
I guess, but also, yeah, that's creepy because it's non-consensual porn.
Well, they shouldn't be doing it, yes, but that's on them, and I wouldn't probably know if they were using the X-ray powers.
Yes, you
True.
would. You have telepathic.
Oh.
What? Oh, you're saying I'm telepathic?
So you can read his mind and see
Yeah, I
him
thought that's the
doing
thing.
it?
I thought the couple was one's telepathic and the other has X-ray vision.
I was just kind of saying the other party has either telepathic or X-ray powers, but I like where your head is at.
That's hysterical.
Because if that were the case, then you couldn't do the X-ray vision probably ever.
Yeah, but the
unless...
telepathy could still go on. Like, you could, like, cheat in your mind with someone else. The X-ray guy's not gonna know. He can't see through to your brain and, like, know what's going on in there.
But I'm also, like, a horn dog in a way. Like, I'll check people out. So, like, if I were the telepathic one and they had the X-ray powers, I mean,
you would
it
be
is
checking
gross
them
that
out
it's
through their mind.
non-con, but, like, I could probably see the stuff that they were X-raying, so it wouldn't be as bad to me, I
It would
think.
be like you're both watching the porn together.
Exactly. Though you are right about it being gross.
Especially because you're pansexual, so, like, anyone they look at...
Yes, anybody.
It's gonna be interesting to you.
Yes. I mean, I already, like, I've checked out women on the street with my significant other many a time.
That sounds like so much fun.
Yeah, it's fun to do. It's fun to just be like, oh my god, look at that ass, and have, like, your partner not hit you, you know? like, especially if you're, like, comfortable enough with each other where you know that one of them is not about to, like, they're not about to cheat on you or act upon it. It's just kind of like, wow, I am observing a great ass right now.
Yeah.
I would like you to observe a great ass also, so we could talk about how great an ass it is.
I mean, I definitely think that in this situation, the X-ray one could not get away with the cheating, but the telepathic one could get away with it. But the thing is it still cheating? I don't know. It depends.
I mean, yeah,
because
it's like DMing someone straight to their head.
I don't know, because in my mind, cheating is, like, actually physically doing something with somebody else. I guess emotionally doing something with somebody else is the same, but,
Okay,
like...
you're assuming telepathic just means reading their mind, but I'm assuming it means, like, you can project your thoughts into their mind.
I was assuming it just meant reading their mind, but
Oh, well, who cares about that?
if it's communicating, you're right.
Right, like, you can just, like, DM them, you're just like, hey, and then just chat them up in your head.
Yeah, they would probably not want to talk to you, though, because they'd be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they probably think they were going crazy.
Or they'd be like, I'm having a relationship with my imaginary friend, and then that would be like...
Unless you're, like, a well-known superhero, and people, like, are like, oh my gosh, I'm chatting with Mindrito.
This is all like if you write for the boys and you're listening to this is great content. Keep it in
And
mind.
please name him Mindrito. Like...
This is Mindrito! Didn't they have a mind reading? No, he just kind of looked at the past.
No, I think he did read minds. He just had to be touching you.
Yeah, he had to be touching you. Which, that would be grounds for cheating probably very easily.
That's just, like, that's going to a new
Yes,
level.
but without the touching, I don't know.
Could you imagine if you had that power and you were having sex and you could know right away, probably without even trying, and, like, you probably wouldn't want to know, but you'd know right away if they were not having a good time.
Oh,
But
man.
you can also know what they wish was happening.
True.
Yeah, their fantasies.
And then you could do that.
That's true.
Yeah, but like also, like how guys sometimes think of something gross so that they can last longer during sex? Like you'd have to see like whatever gross grandma or whatever they're conjuring in their mind.
True.
I did not know that.
But it's one of those things, like, I don't think that I'm always able to pinpoint what would make it better, So, like, I mean, I don't really fake orgasms ever, but for the people who do fake orgasms, if, like, they were having sex with a person who faked orgasms and she was not enjoying it and she didn't know how to make it better, so she wasn't thinking about, like, I wish that he would, like, put his hand in my throat, or, like,
oh, wow,
say something dirty, or, like, whatever the kink is. If they weren't thinking that and they were just like, wow, this guy's a shitty lay, even though they were, like, moaning, like, oh my god, because they were faking it, that would be really defeating. That would suck a lot,
Yeah, because usually when someone fakes an orgasm, you, like, don't know.
Oh, yeah.
So you can kind of feel good about yourself still.
Exactly.
Because they only do it to, like, spare your feelings.
Exactly.
So,
people don't fake an orgasm if they don't like you.
right. Unless they're just, like, really anxious socially, so they're just like, I think I'm supposed to do this.
True. Guys, I got one more question.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What food could you really go for right now?
Oh, man.
Onion rings.
Ooh, that's a good
I've been
one.
wanting onion rings for like a whole straight month.
But you just had them the other day.
And I got some from Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
Which is funny because you just said that I'm Dairy Queen. I got some from Dairy Queen and they did not hit the spot the way I wanted. So I have to go somewhere where I can actually sit down and eat some actual high quality onion rings.
Yeah.
And I just...
Oh, no. We were talking Dairy Queen up and now Dairy Queen herself is ripping it down.
I know.
No.
I was very disappointed. I mean, like, it was, the stuff was good, but it just did not hit my onion ring spot.
I mean, I would imagine that fast food onion rings are not, like, if you want, like, an onion ring, then, like, you don't want fast food onion rings. Like,
the food was...
Yeah, I feel
love-
like fast food onion rings would be soggy.
What's like, I love fast food french fries, like McDonald's has tasty french fries, but like when I think about wanting french fries, I never like want to go to McDonald's and get the french fries. I want to like go to a sit down restaurant and like...
Where they have the big chunky ones.
Yeah, the big chunky ones that are salted nice, maybe even seasoned fun.
Well, yeah, I mean...
fresh and hot out the oven every time, like... I can understand.
I enjoyed my meal, like I even enjoyed those onion rings, but it just didn't feel right, I just didn't feel like I was tasting the onion enough. It just felt like it was...
It was just a ring.
And, I need onion rings. Like, I really do. It's been a whole thing for, like, a month.
You know what I could really go for right now?
What?
This is so random. An orange.
Interesting.
I'm not super hungry right now, but, like, a nice, refreshing, like, hopefully, like, a cool one, you know what I mean? It would be just, like, refreshing. It would just really hit the spot.
Your body really doesn't want you to get scurvy after learning that having scurvy, you could open up all your scars.
Gosh, I have some gross scars that could reopen. That would be an issue.
That is something to unpack at a later date, that scurvy thing. Oh my god. Yes, I don't want to talk about that right now. Because that'll make me not hungry.
Yes, and what is it that you're hungry for?
I make really good salmon, and I really like salmon now. So I have this whole salmon meal that I've been making a lot because I am obsessed with the way I make salmon. But it's salmon and it's got these roasted potatoes. They're like so good. We put like the Saison on them. So they're like a little orangey and like so tasty. And they're like a little crunchy, but they're not so crunchy. They have like some softness in the middle, but they're crunchy on the outside. Oh, so good. So I want like salmon and roast potatoes, and turns out I like asparagus. Dante put me onto asparagus.
Who are you?
He puts cheese on it, and it's so good. So I would like a meal of salmon with roasted potatoes and asparagus.
That sounds fantastic, but like also I'm concerned, where did my sister go?
Just to take this full circle, you guys, we started off talking about how America's supposed to be never a boast or brag, and we were saying Amy brags a lot. And she just genuinely said, I'm obsessed with the way I make salmon, and proceeded to describe in excruciating detail how delicious the salmon that she makes is.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I never denied it. I am definitely a boaster bragger person.
You have let him down. George M. Cohen.
Sorry, George M. Cohen. I'm very sorry. But I'm a boaster and a bragger, and I live in America.
And you make the best salmon.
And I make the best salmon. And I'd make probably the worst George Washington Jr. musical, but I think I could do a good job as George Washington Jr., the coffee company owner.
Not the president.
Air.
Air, you're right, he was an air. Well, that's all the ice breaking we can do today. My ice is broken, it's in my cup, I'm ready to have a lovely cold glass of ice water. If you'd like to send us a question, message us on Facebook or Instagram at FessUpPodcast. Send us an email at fessuppodcast@gmail.com. Tweet a question at us at fessup_podcast. And don't forget to use the hashtag #UpFest. Send us new questions or let us know what happened when you used our icebreakers with your friends. Share our podcast with everyone you know and get the word out there about your 3 wacky friends.
Woo! Oh wait, we're friends with them?
Yes.
Oh, we have a lot of friends.
Surprise!
Yay!
We have friends! Yes, all the friendos out there, share. Let people know that you have friendos and they make a podcast and it's called Fess Up. That's it for today. I've been Amy.
I'm Marissa.
And I'm Ina.
Watch out for George Washington Jr., the musical, on Broadway, coming to a theater near you when theaters open again.
Bye!